Hello everybody and welcome to my video about my labour experience and getting little Paris into this world. She's just asleep in her bassinet, little munchkin. She's all wrapped up and all snug in there, so I better leave her. But yeah, I've had so many inboxes on my labour experience and what happened, so I thought I would do a little video and just go through the main details and stuff and yeah, let you all know how it all went down. Okay, so from the start, so like the 2 weeks leading up to when she was born, which she was a week early, which I had this feeling, sorry, it's my brother-in-law. Hello? Okay, back to it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, she was a week early, so 2 weeks leading up to her being born, I was having the worst sleeps. Like I literally couldn't sleep. I would turn side to side, and then if I'd lay on my back, she would kick me like a psychopath. So it was just so uncomfortable. So on the Thursday, which I don't even know what date that is. Anyway, on the Thursday before I had her on Saturday, Christmas Eve, I thought I was actually in labour because I was getting contractions every I think it was 13 minutes for like a good 3 or 4 hours, and then it stopped, so it wasn't labour. So that was a false alarm. And then, cut a long story short, on the Friday morning at 4 o'clock, I was sleeping on the couch because I couldn't sleep, and Nathan and Portia were in bed. So I was on the couch, and then I woke up at 4 o'clock, and I was getting contractions, and I have this app on my phone that times the contractions. So I thought, oh, I'll time it, but I'll try to get some sleep, because with Portia, I was in labour for 20 hours, the same thing, 4 in the morning, and by the time I tried to push her out, I was so exhausted, I couldn't get her out. So I was like, try and go back to sleep. But anyway, when I was timing them, which actually I sent them to my email because the app does that, which is pretty cool, they were about 15 minutes and they were constant. So if I'd lay down, they'd come like 15 to 20 minutes. If I stood up, they would come more regularly. So anyway, I was in labour. So I told Nathan, I'm in labour, I'm just letting you know. So mum come and got Portia, and I said to my mum, Jana, can you just not, oh no, actually my mother-in-law had Portia this time. I was like, oh, don't come around, because when I'm in pain, I just like to be by myself. Like, not even Nathan, I just like to be by myself. But anyway, knock knock, Johanna and mum walk in, and they're just standing there like this. I'm like, what? Anyway, they weren't that bad at all. Like, I'm pretty sure I got a high pain tolerance, because they weren't bad at all. But with Portia, I went out for breakfast, had lunch, everything. And I went in there and she's like, you're 6 centimetres dilated. I'm like, I can't be. They're not even bad. But anyway, so because of that, of what happened last time, I waited and waited, and I went in at about 5:30 p.m. So that was the midwives and my doctor had said, wait until they're 5 minutes apart, then come in. So I was like, all right. They got to 5 minutes apart, came in. I went into the hospital to get examined, or the examination room or whatever. And I had a feeling they would send me home. Anyway, he checked me. He's like, oh, you're still only 1 centimetre dilated, but your waters have broken a little bit. So we need to monitor that. But he said, go home and relax at home, because I live 30 seconds from the hospital, because it's Shepparton and we're just close to everything. And he said, go home and relax at home, and then that way you're in your own environment, and then once they get closer together, come back in. So I said, okay. So Nathan wasn't very happy with this. He'd prefer me to stay in hospital because he just gets anxiety. But anyway, I wanted to come home. So we actually went and got dinner, come home, and I had a little bounce ball. So I said to Nathan, let's just go outside, and we cleaned up all the backyard. I was walking up and down the backyard and bouncing on the ball, and then, oh. What's wrong? It's okay. She's dreaming. Oh. She makes all these really weird sounds. Here we go. I think. Yep. So walking up and down the backyard, and then when I was timing them for 2 hours, they were every 2.5 minutes, and I rang the hospital back. I was like, they're 2.5 minutes for the last 2 hours. She's like, come back in. So that was it. So we left the hospital at 6. So I went back in at 8:30. Between 6 and 8:30, when I got in, they checked me. I was 5 centimetres dilated. So within 2 hours, I dilated 5 centimetres. I was like, oh my God. So that was 8:30 that night. And then, yeah, she's not due to be fed for another hour. Okay. So, yeah, we went in to the birthing suite, Nathan and I, and it happened to be the night, Saturday night, that they were understaffed and there was 4 women in labour. So I was like, great, this is just my luck. So for the first, like, 3 hours, I think it was, we were no midwives, no doctor. So I have obviously a private doctor, but so he did the examination and the midwives call him to come in and check me, and then he goes back home, comes back in. So yeah, he come and saw me, and then he left. So Nathan and I were in labour ourselves for 3 hours, just getting contractions every 2.5 minutes. And then one of the midwives said to Nathan, just let us know if she needs to push. And he looked at me, he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, I don't know. Because Queensland was such a different experience. Like, it was completely different. She's back down. Yeah, so, cut a long story short. I'm not really cutting it short. But then, so I wanted to be checked at about 11 o'clock because I wanted the epidural. I knew I wanted the epidural. Not that the contractions were super strong. I was on the gas, and the gas was amazing. The gas worked for me with Portia and with Paris. So I was just like in the gas thing, and Nathan was trying it. It was so funny. I've got a video of him doing it. It was so funny. But yeah, the gas was fine, but I just was really scared to push her out without an epidural because with Portia I had it and it didn't work on the right side. So I still feel it, but not 100% feel it. So at 11 p.m, my doctor came in and he checked me. He's like, yeah, you're 7 centimetres now. So can you please organise an epidural? Because I want one, definitely. So he did that, and then within 40 minutes, the guy was there to give me the epidural. So 12 on the dot, I got the epidural in my back. And then it was like a relief because I'd been up since 4 in that morning. So Nathan and I both had a 2-hour nap. And then the contractions started coming back because the epidural didn't work on my left side this time. So with Portia, didn't work on my right. This time it didn't work on my left, so I had to have the gas again. Anyways, and then 4 in the morning, my doctor came back in and he's like, yep, you're 10 centimetres. You ready to push? So I was preparing for like a long haul because with Portia, I pushed for 2 hours and it was so exhausting, and I was so exhausted by the whole experience that when she came out, I was like, she's really cute. Back to sleep. For skin on skin. I think she just like does this in her sleep. Anyway. So yeah, I was preparing for the long haul, and so was Nathan, and then started pushing, and I think it was 5 pushes I had her out. So within 5 to 10 minutes, she was out. I could not believe it. And it's really weird, but it was the most liberating experience. I don't know why. Like, pushing her out was actually like kind of enjoyable because it was like the ending. I knew it was close. I knew I was going to have my baby, and it was like, I've been waiting for this moment for so bloody long, and she was finally coming. So I was so excited. And then, yeah, she came out and they put her on my chest, and Portia was a fair baby with blue eyes. So we joked about, oh, imagine if we got like this black-haired, hairy baby. That's what we thought our kids would look like because, you know, Nathan and I are both Albanian, so we thought we'd get, you know, an Albanian child pretty much. And she came out and she had this jet black hair, and she was hairy. I was like, what the hell? She doesn't even look like my child. They're so different. But because I had that 2-hour sleep, I could actually, when she came out, it was like this, how everyone says, like this aura, like nothing else mattered. Everyone was doing stuff around me, and I was just staring at her like, couldn't believe she was here, and so obsessed straight away. Which, yeah, it's like the weirdest, I can't even explain the feeling. I'd never had it before. It was like a complete feeling, like I've got the 2 girls. It was just amazing, as everyone would say. I won't go on about it because you'll know when you have a baby, or if you've already had a baby, you would know. So, yeah, and then she was here, and the little munchkin has been, touch wood, so good. Like, I wake her up every 3 hours in the day. She sleeps till 3 hours on the dot, and then at night she's 4 hourly. So I'll probably try and push her out to 4 hours from tomorrow, actually, because she's 2 weeks today. Yeah, she's 2 weeks today. So I'll try and push her out 4 hourly in the day this week. And then, yeah, just see how she grows. But all is good so far. Portia's at daycare today, but Portia is so obsessed with her. Like, the minute she walked in the room, she was all over her. I wanted to kiss her. Like, I had to actually hold her back because she just was obsessed. So we're finally in routine today. Nathan's back at work. We drop Portia off. It's 2 hours late. Doesn't matter. And yeah, we're just trying to find our little routine. But so far, so good. With Portia, I had probably no idea what I was doing and demand fed, and it was first time mum, like most of us feel, I suppose, when they have the first baby, unless you've got people around you that you know what you're doing. But first time around, I hated the newborn stage. I hated it. I was so just out of it, and she didn't sleep, and it was just the worst experience. Well, not the worst, but I didn't enjoy it. Whereas this time around with Paris, I'm really enjoying this newborn stage. Like, she's so good, touch wood. And it's just, I'm like obsessed, as everyone is with the babies. But yeah, it's been good so far. And then what else about the labour? Yeah, that's about it. And after it, Nathan's like, that's it. No more kids. Got 2 girls, that's enough. I'm like, because she's been such a good baby too. I'm like, nah, I think I want a third. But I'm only 26. I'm thinking of, if I can have another baby, waiting until around my 30s, or yeah, leaving a bit of a gap, because being pregnant this time was a drainer to my life, and I cannot be bothered going through that again just yet. So yeah, that's our little labour story with Paris. I'll probably do like more of a Q&A type video later on, but for now I just wanted to share that all with you because I've had so many people ask me how my labour was. So there you go. Hope, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel as well, click subscribe. The more followers I get and the more subscribers I get, the more videos I'll do. So yeah, thank you.